And just like that, once again, guys, we're live. I'll put this internet to the test once again, man. This last year, Gabriel has been a test and a half with internet here in around my parts, man. I don't know if I'm not picking the right broadcasting company or what, but anyhow, lately it's been working. Guys, thank you for tuning in and watching it. A lot of you guys that watch this show won't watch it live, but you'll play it back and watch it during other times, which is cool with me. I'm just glad people tune in and check it out. Today, guys, I got a special guest. We've interviewed him before out of Humboldt, California. His name is Gabriel Smith. A lot of you guys, even though he's not from these parts, know who he is. You guys have seen him fight because our MMA shows around here, they're getting big, man. Gabriel, did you fight? Am I right? Did you fight in 559 fights before?
I fought twice for 559.
So you've been down here. Was it here in Visalia or what?
Yeah, it was Visalia. Yeah, and I'm going down there all the time too. All my teammates have been fighting over there too. So I was there 2 weeks ago for one of their shows. And then yeah, we made busy schedules going down there.
That's awesome, man. I envy you so much, bro. Because my friend right here, guys, he lives up there in Humboldt County, and Humboldt County, Gabriel, man, has a special place in my heart and in my family's heart. Because when I was younger, when I was a young man, growing up around here, I was getting in all kinds of trouble. And my sister moved away, and she went to Humboldt State University. And she kept telling my mom, "Hey, move them up here. Get them out, get them away from these kids. And the people up here are so cool and they're so chill." And eventually, my mom got me up there. And man, my sister was right. The people, the vibe up in Humboldt, man, just the way that everybody is over there, quite a bit of a change from over here. Anyhow, man, I could go on all day about Humboldt, but oh man, even the herb, man. Hey, when I moved up there, I was in Arcata. Arcata was like, I think of it as like the main town in Humboldt. What is Arcata like nowadays? This was like 25 years ago, man.
Yeah, Arcata is more like the college town. There's obviously Humboldt State's up there, so all the college kids go there, and they usually live there. I would say Eureka is probably like the big town in Humboldt, just because that's where everything is, right? We have like all the stores over there, we have our little mall over there and everything. So it's definitely grown a lot since I was a kid. There's a lot more people around here now, and it's still like that small town vibe and everything, which a lot of nice people and everything. So.
And now, were you born and raised in Humboldt or what?
I was born in San Diego. I lived in El Centro for a couple of years. And then when I was about 3 years old, we moved up to Humboldt. So I basically grew up here. Humboldt's my home. It's where, my first memories are here in Humboldt. So, yeah, so it's my home. I wasn't born here, but it's my home.
Oh, man, heck yeah, you're pretty much from there. Hey,
Yep.
You must have some cool-ass parents, man. What are your parents like?
My mom is super cool. I don't really talk to my dad too much. They split up when I was a kid, but my mom is super supportive. She loves watching me fight. She loves MMA, so she's a huge fan of it. So whenever I fight, she's loving it.
Oh, dude, that's cool, man. Hey, you know what? My dad, same thing. It happens. Big part of life. It's a big, it happens. Moms, though, man, you're lucky to have a mom that was right there and that is still right there by your side doing a thing like this, because it's not every mom, people in the world, that are going to back their kid up doing something like that, where your kid's getting into a cage, he's climbing in there, and he's literally putting his life on the line. I mean, we call it a sport, but you're going in there and you're doing battle with another man or another woman if you're a woman. And it's not your average basketball, baseball, or football type of a sport. So you definitely have to have a mom that's behind you. That's cool, man. That's awesome. When I come up there, does she live up there still or what?
No, she recently moved to Georgia with my little brother. But she's gonna come back soon and visit. So,
that's cool, man. So, your brothers and sisters, how many of you are there?
Dude, there's a bunch. There's 10 of us.
Oh, dude, that's oh man. When before I do these podcasts, guys, like I didn't even have to for today because you got such a cool vibe. But normally before a podcast, even though today I'll write down like questions. You know what I mean? If I get that uncomfortable silence, I can pull up the questions and pull something up. You know what I mean? I didn't really have to do that with you though. So your mom, she moved to Georgia with the son. There's 10 of you guys. Now, is it Humboldt and the vibe, or is it the martial arts and what you got going on in your life right now? Because you just won your second belt in MMA fights, bro, and that's no joke. It's really is no joke, man. It's no joke. A lot of people would like to just get a chance to fight for one belt.
Yeah.
You're on to your second belt now. How old are you, Gabriel?
I'm 26.
You're 26. You're not even in your prime yet. So there's all kinds of different directions that you could take this. There's a lot of different routes that you could take in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Give me, I know what it was like when I was fighting. I had a game plan. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In my head, I was going to win these fights, and I was going to get seen by the right eyes, hopefully get sponsors along the way.
Yep.
And my plan was to make it into the UFC or Pride or Bellator. Those were the big shows at that time. Give us a little rundown. What are your plans with this, with the MMA part of your life?
Well, I mean, obviously, I want to go pro one day. That's the main thing. A lot of people don't know is I'm actually a type 1 diabetic. So there's been a couple of hiccups, due to that, and I've been trying to figure, the whole side of that out. And so I've been working on that. I really want to get that under control while I'm amateur, and then once I have that ready to go, because once I'm feeling good with like my blood sugars and everything, then I really don't think anyone's beating me. But I have to make sure I have that under control, because I'm couple of my losses, have been, they've been kind of messed up with like the diabetes and everything. I'm not trying to take anything away from my opponents beating me, because at the end of the day, they did good, and it was me messing up, right? And just making sure I get that under control before I go pro. That's the main thing.
That's a big thing right there, man. Like I talk about it with, we call it this amateur fights. It's an amateur level or whatever. But you guys are basically getting in there and you're doing the exact same thing that the pros are doing. Sometimes there's shin pads or whatever. But yeah, going pro. You said type 1 diabetes. Is that what it is?
Yep. I'm type 1 diabetic.
So man, you have another obstacle right there. It's a part of your life, and definitely you'll get it in line. I believe that you'll get it in line. Are you going to different doctors and trying different diets and things like that?
I've tried different, diets and different, methods to try to keep my blood sugar down. This last fight was, I had it pretty under control the whole time, and which is, probably why I won under a minute. I felt pretty good going out there and everything. So there's different things, I'm trying to see, how it goes and everything. So.
Yeah, that last fight, man, I was watching and I've watched it a few times already. It's pretty awesome. Was that up there in Humboldt? Where'd that fight take place?
That was in Napa for SF Combat.
SF Combat. Now, breakdown. I haven't been to one of their shows. Can you talk about SF Combat a little bit?
Yeah, it was my first time fighting for them. It was a good show. There's a couple things that they can work on and everything, but just like any other show, there's always going to be something they can work on. But it was a good show. I enjoyed it. And hopefully they can have me back sometime soon.
So now is that a pretty new production or what?
I think they've been around for a bit. We just haven't fought for them. I don't know why we haven't fought for them. That was the first time we fought for them, but I think they've been around for a little bit. But I think it used to be called Bay Area Combat. I might be mistaken on that, okay. but now it's called SF Combat.
Okay, all right. And then now the other show that you fought for is called 5150 Fights.
Yes, 5150. Yeah, so that's where I got the other belt from. Is 5150, and that's all the way down in Livingston.
That's down in Livingston. So there's a little journey for you right there. Now, it's not just yourself, but did you have teammates that traveled down there and fought with you or what?
For SF Combat?
For the other one, for 5150.
No, that one was just me. So I won that one last year for 5150, and that was just me who fought on that one. I went down with my brother and my coach, and we got that one. And then, but for SF Combat, my teammate Steven actually took a fight on a day notice and ended up winning by knockout. So. That was,
Oh man, it's all, dude, you guys are doing great, man. I'll just keep saying it, Humboldt over and over. It just floats around in my head, dude. Nah, really though, man. When I was up there and I was living and I was going to school, before I moved up there is when like the first MMA fights were coming out on TV, and it was the first, the beginning of the Royce Gracie era, and then there was it was when America was learning about who this Gracie family was from Brazil. And one of the shows I saw was called Extreme Fighting. And the first guy I saw before I saw Royce Gracie was Half Gracie, one of the other Gracie members. And I had already done like Taekwondo and karate, but I had no idea about what ground fighting was. And I saw this guy just basically just tear through every style that I had ever done and more with this ground fighting. And in my head, I was like, man, jiu-jitsu, but there was none around here. But when I moved up to Humboldt, I was riding my bike home from work one night, and I seen a big jiu-jitsu on the side of the building.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, wow, that was that stuff. And so I went back the next day and I went in there and I watched the class and I signed up. But it wasn't Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It was called Danzanryu Jiu-Jitsu. It was a Japanese form of
Yeah,
Jiu-Jitsu.
yeah.
Now, are they still up there? Is that still around up there?
I think they do have that. I think that's in Eureka. I'm gonna say like Old Town Eureka area.
That's where I did it. I did it in Eureka right there, in Eureka.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's still up
trippy.
and running.
Oh, that's cool, man. Those were some top-notch people right there. The head sensei, Ed Peterson, unfortunately he passed away about 5 years back, but he was the head sensei. But man, the jiu-jitsu the techniques were all identical to Brazilian jiu-jitsu. They broke them down in a way that was really, really good, though. And then also, like, you've trained Brazilian jiu-jitsu a lot, I'm sure, right?
Mm-hmm, yep.
Now, do you guys have a black belt in BJJ at your school right there?
Yeah. So our head coach is a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Now, you showed me before we went live, you showed me your gym behind you. Can you do that again? Give me a little glimpse of that place you're in,
Yeah.
please.
So this is our Fortuna location, right? We have some bags, some a little bit of mat space and everything. This is nothing like the Arcata one. The Arcata one, I want to say, is like 3 times the size of this, plus a whole strength and conditioning side too. So, and then we also have like a little cage and everything too in the Arcata one. But this is cool for what we have and everything, bags. We have mats all around and everything. Like super nice quality mats, and it's a cool little spot up here.
Dude, man, so in Arcata, that's where I spent about my first 5 years in Humboldt.
Mm-hmm.
Was in Arcata, and man, that place, oh, it was so awesome. Where's that gym at in Arcata, dude? Where's it located there? Whereabouts?
Do you remember like the bottoms, where the bottoms are?
Refresh my memory. I remember like where that town central was and that Humboldt brewery was.
Yeah, so it's a couple blocks away from there. So it's right next to like where like the brewery would be and everything. So it's just a couple blocks away from right there. So.
Oh man, and I know it's
right
off
there.
subject. Today's my day off, dude, so I'm enjoying myself. I'm off work, but I'm doing some college classes right now just for keep the brain going a little bit.
That's awesome.
Anyhow, I just got out of class, but I'm enjoying a couple cold brews.
Yeah.
Hey, in Arcata, California, dude, the Humboldt Brewery. Oh man, dude, that place is legendary right there, dude.
I'm telling you, you gotta come back, bro.
I'm gonna take a trip over there for sure. What I'd like to do, if we could do it at your school, we do that inside the dojo. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those episodes. It's where we'll go into these gyms and we'll do a live podcast inside the gym. Uh-huh. Me and my partner will join in on the class, and then we'll do interviews with the coaches, and maybe they have a main fighter or a competitor or whatever. Mm-hmm. Basically, what it will do is it's just like advertising for your school, basically, and it's a fun little thing. Myself and my partner, we're gonna learn some stuff from you guys. You'll teach us something, and then maybe we'll go out and get a bite to eat and grab a cold black cherry stout. Dude, out of all the beers that people normally, man, if a brewery, I got friends that are brewery masters, you know what I mean? Brewists, whatever you want to call them, brewdiologists. Hey, if you make a beer like that, normally you want to put that thing in a bottle and you're going to get it out to the world. That's a beer right there that I'm glad they don't do it. They don't do that on purpose. I don't know whatever the reason is for it, but that black cherry stout, you know what I'm talking about?
I've never had it, so I wouldn't know, but I can,
when you're later on, if you ever pick up the need for a good dark beer like a Guinness, it's like a Guinness with a black cherry smoked into it. Oh man.
Okay, I'm telling you, you gotta come back for it.
I do need to come back, dude. Bad, man. I spent most of my time right there in Eureka, though. Hey, Eureka, there's such a different. The people are still cool as can be in Eureka, but in how many miles is that from Arcata to Eureka?
I want to say like 5-ish, 5 miles.
Like 5 or 6 miles only. Yeah. Hey, the difference of vibe of people from Eureka to Arcata is quite a difference, right?
Yeah, it's pretty big. Yeah,
a big difference, man. A big difference, dude. I don't know what it is. I can't talk bad about it because I met so many cool people in Eureka. You know what I mean? I had good jobs there. I met a lot of cool people. But if I had a choice, because I do plan on retiring up there in Humboldt, if I can, I'll live in Arcata. Because, man, dude, I was literally, bro, like 15 minutes from the beach and the other 15 minutes from that Redwood Park.
Yep, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, dude. You people, if you like to, you think we got a park here You have not seen nothing, bro. I'm talking about you go into the city park and you walk up in these trails and it's just giant sequoia redwood trees, right?
Yep.
Beautiful, man. And if
Yeah.
you're a guy that likes, I like to run, especially in the mountains when I was getting ready for fights
Mm-hmm.
or jiu-jitsu tournaments. And that's what you want, man, right? Those hills and
Yeah. Those are the
and the
worst runs
beauty.
I've done.
Oh man, the beauty that went along with it. And then every once in a while it's in Humboldt, so you're probably gonna smell some weed. Oh man, I'm just kidding, man. Anyhow, that's cool, bro. That's really, really cool.
Yep,
So now, bro, you got two belts in amateur MMA.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go pro. What are the steps that you're going to take to go that direction? You have something in mind?
Yeah, like I said, again, just with the diabetes, I want to make sure I get that, all settled and everything, make sure everything's good to go, because once I go pro, there's no turning back. It's not like I can go back to amateurs, right? So wins and losses, it doesn't really affect me now as an amateur, as long as, I'm learning it as I go. And then once I get that all figured out, then, hopefully make a run at pros.
Now, your guys' training right there, you've got in your, that main school in Arcata, is it just an MMA school, or can a person go in there and take like different disciplines? Like say a guy he doesn't want to do the MMA, but he does want to do jiu-jitsu. Is there just a straight yeah?
Yeah. So we have our kickboxing classes, we have our jiu-jitsu classes, we have strength and conditioning there too. So people trying to get in shape, they can go there and get in shape too. I mean, all the fighters are doing the workouts and everything too. We have, everyone from every walk of life. We have, we've had like 80-year-olds, in there training with us too, doing kickboxing and everything. We have, younger people, older people, men and women. So it's all inclusive. And, whether you're doing jujitsu or striking, or if you want to do MMA, because we have a huge competition team too. So it's not just MMA we're doing like huge, jujitsu tournaments. We're doing, kickboxing, fights and everything. So we're doing everything.
So now I know you've done these MMA fights now, but what was the first art that you did as far as martial arts are concerned? And how old were you? Kickboxing?
I did kick. I mean, I don't know if I like to count it. I did some trailer park boxing. I grew up in a trailer park, so every Friday night, we'd have fights and stuff like that. But
hey, you have to count that because that's experience.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I'm like, not too nervous when I do, do MMA fights, just because like all the fights I did as a kid, we would set up like little like rings and stuff like that, and do like either we do MMA or boxing, and we did that like every single week. So,
and not every kid does that, and dude, that's a huge thing right there. Hey, we did a lot of stuff like that in my neighborhood too. It was like garage fights or backyard little boxing matches and things, dude. But that's where you feel that first punch in real life for the first time.
Yep.
Hey, man, right? You don't want to feel that for the first time in a cage. I've seen friends of mine that I thought were like the baddest dudes ever, and go into their first cage fight, and take like a real hit for the first time. Yep. And it's a guy that you would never think would crumble, and they would just crumble because they never felt nothing like that in their life.
Exactly. Yeah. That's how it is with like a lot of people now too. Is they never been in like an actual fight, and so then when they get in there, they have no idea what's actually going on, and then like you said, they get hit, and then they don't know what to do.
Yes, you get hit and you don't know what to do. Hey, and that's an experience that you can only get from getting that experience right there, right?
Yep, exactly.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, and the other thing too, whether it's in a gym, a backyard, a garage, or you would like to experience what it's like to lose, to get beat by some guy in some form before you get in that cage. Like, I mean, it could be jiu-jitsu tournaments, wrestling, or whatever. But really, I mean, the striking aspect, if you're going to go into MMA, you have to feel that, I think, before you get in there and do that.
Yeah, I mean, when I did my first MMA fight before I did like a jiu-jitsu tournament or anything, but like I said, I've done like those trailer park fights and everything too. So I knew what it was like getting hit. So, but like you said, I'd recommend, at least some hard sparring or something, figure it out.
Yeah, hey, good advice, dude. Now tell me this. You said you were 26?
Yep.
So you're 26 years old. There's the sport's growing and it's on the rise like never before that I've seen it in my life since I started it and since I followed it. Right now, it's just people, you kind of hinted onto it, but people are just watching it on TV and they're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to be a fighter. There's all kinds of ins and outs to it. What advice would you give a young man that's You know what I mean? He thinks he's going to get in that cage and he's going to take on this sport.
Yeah. I mean, first thing first is train. Find a good gym to train at. Something you don't want to go to some gym that's going to fill your ego and whatnot. You want to make sure your coach is reputable, a good coach actually, has this best interest in you and is actually going to take you to the next level. That'd be the main thing for me. Like my coach, I trust and believe in my coach, with my life. So I would recommend that. Find someone you're actually going to believe in, that's going to believe in you, and that they know what they're talking about.
Dude, that's freaking great advice, because man, there's a lot of gyms out there. There's so many gyms, and I'll tell you what, man, just in this town, you've been down here already, but this Central Valley, for some reason, we had a big MMA thing that started here, you know what I mean, for a while back with the WEC, the Gladiator Challenge, with two big names. And man, we had people coming from all over California and other places in the United States to fight here. It grew really, really quick. And man, dude, it's growing so quick, and people are watching it. And I see like a young buck like you doing it. Oh, it makes me happy, dude. I do, man. I'm happy for you, man. I wish you the best.
I appreciate that.
Hey, most people that have any type of disease or whatever, the last thing they're going to do is try to step into a cage and do a cage fight. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So having that kind of energy, bro, I guarantee is going to bring you, you know what I mean, far in this life. You're definitely going to get past that diabetes. I feel like you will. Do they have you on all kinds of medicines, or do you try to take like a holistic, natural approach?
I tried going when I first found out about it. I tried going keto. It wasn't able to do it. I have to be on insulin just because I just need to have my blood sugar down. So right now I'm just on insulin.
Hey, whoever figured out, you know what? I'm on medicine. I have epilepsy, so I'm on these freaking pills. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do, yeah.
As much as I'm against them, man, I don't want to take them. They do stop seizures, so I'm going to take them.
Yep.
Hey,
Exactly.
and whoever the dude was, the guy that invented and came up with insulin, hey, it still works and people are using it. Yep. And what would your life be without it?
I'd probably be dead. You know what I mean? So
dude, you would either be dead. Yeah, man, you'd either be dead or you'd be living some hellacious life. Yep. You wouldn't be doing what you're doing now. You wouldn't be sitting here smiling, talking to me like you are now.
Exactly.
Or going out and hopping into a cage like a crazy maniac.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm just kidding, man. Hey, what is your mom's name?
Jewel.
Jewel? Hey, yep. Jewel, you spawned off a nice one right here. A cool kid right here. Hey, so you said you were coming back down here to around this area, or actually to right here to Visalia?
So I was in Visalia 2 weeks ago for the fights. My twin brother Israel fought, and he won first round submission. So
at 559?
Yeah, 559. Yep.
Oh, I was there, man. You should have came up to me.
I must not have seen you.
I was hiding out, man.
Yeah. And then I actually on November 19th, I actually have two teammates fighting down there too. So my teammate Steven, who fought on the last card with me at SF Combat, who won in the first round, right? Day notice, won the knockout. He's fighting on the 19th also. So he's going back to back. And then my other teammate, Dupree Stewart, is fighting for the Camo State title, and he's fighting for the 559 title against Shane Christie.
Oh yeah, it's coming up quick too. I'll be right there, man. Hey, maybe so he's fighting for the title. If you can, if possible, here real quick in this next week or before it gets too close. The last show, man, I did a couple fighters like too close to their fight. I felt bad about it. In a way, man, I felt bad about it, man, because I know better. Your mind doesn't need to be there doing a fucking podcast 2 days before a fight. They'll do it though. People will do it because they're like, oh man, maybe somebody will see me or this or that.
Yep.
But still, it's up to me. I know better. So if I can get interviews with those guys like a week or later, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll set it up. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, only if they want to though. If they want to do it, I'll do it. Just only if they want to though.
I'm pretty positive they would love to. So.
Okay, I'll be cool, man. Then I could. Are you guys coming like a day or two before the fight, or how long before the fight?
I think it's usually a day before. We usually show up on the Friday and then fight Saturday.
And what now? Do they put you guys up with rooms and everything, right?
Yeah. They're good about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys down here? Do you guys have like certain types of food that you like to eat the day before or the day of?
Ooh, it usually just depends. Usually we'll just meal prep because it's such a long drive. It's so freaking long, but we just meal prep usually, and then by the time we get down there, it's already like midnight, and then we're just eating on the road whatever we have, and then after the fight though, I love going to Black Bear, or not after the fight,
Like
after weigh-ins, Black Bear all day.
Black Bears, the way you go?
I love it.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, man, fuck it. Hey, if you like Black Bear, fuck yeah, get it, dude.
Dude,
Hey, do you ever do you like Thai food or anything like that?
like after the weigh-ins or just in general?
No, yeah, just in general, not right before a fight or nothing like that.
Yeah, it's good. I love tacos. Tacos are like the best thing for
Okay.
me. So
You like taco truck style tacos?
Yep, yeah. So if you have the plug
Oh,
on
dude,
that,
we got some of the best ones right here, man.
know.
I'm serious. I'm serious. Anyhow, hopefully afterwards, when the fight's over and done with it, maybe I can go out and get a little bite to eat with you guys or something.
Yeah, that'd be
You know what I
awesome.
mean? Yeah, if you guys go out or whatever, I'll go out and we could chill a little bit. That way we could talk a little bit more, dude.
Yep, yeah,
You know
that'd be
what I mean?
awesome.
Yeah, heck yeah, dude. Hey, this podcast, it's right now. It's the beginning of this new podcast. Last time I talked to you, I still do host that Hammer Fist podcast, but I wanted to get something just going on my own so I could do it anytime I wanted. Yep. So, and also I want to interview like different walks of life. You know what I mean? People that are in all different areas. Like, I got a bunch of cool guys lined up, dude. I don't know if you know anything about ultra marathon running.
No, I recently started getting into running though. So I've been doing I've been watching like a couple of people, but I'm sure the more and more I watch, the more and more I'm gonna get into it.
Hey, dude, so you know what, man? When I was younger, I never would have thought I'd be into running, but it's one of my favorite things now. Yeah. And these last 10 years, I've got myself in these ultra marathons. They're like, it's ultra marathons, any distance that's longer than the 26 miles, I guess. So they do like a lot of 50 mile and 100-mile races.
Yeah,
hey, anyhow, there's a dude named Dean Karnazes, and he's like one of the most like world-renowned dudes. I got him lined up though. That's going to be a cool interview.
Nice, with that. That's awesome. There.
Yeah, I'm going to always stick with the BJJ and MMA guys to interview because that's probably my favorite love in life. But I would, people out there, man, if you have no other interesting walks of life, just hit me up. You know what I mean? And hit me up and I'll set it up. But I'm just trying to grow in any different way. But your coaches and anybody else that you would like to give some props out to before we shut this thing down?
Yeah, my coach Juan Thompson. He's done everything for me. Got me into the gym. He's training me. I wouldn't be anywhere without him. Obviously, my brother Gabriel Smith, right? He like I said last week, came off a really good win. Right now, hopefully we get him a title soon too. I would like Cass Bell, he's helped me out so much with my weight cutting and just everything that comes to fighting and everything. He has so much knowledge. He's had so many fights. Anything that has to do with fighting, him or my coach obviously, and then all my teammates at Institute of Combat. I got Leapin, I have Scuba Steve, I got Haribo, I got Tyson, Dupree, all them guys and everything. And then I just want to, say thank you to, my wife for, helping me out with everything, letting me, live out my dream. And yeah.
That's that's awesome, bro. Hey, man, to the wife, big time, dude. Big time having a wife that's down for you to do that kind of stuff. Cass Bell, I got to talk to him once on here. We did an interview with him. Oh, super cool guy right there. That guy's got just a good vibe going all around, dude. He's got a lot of experience, I could tell. He's everything we talked about, that guy's been through in one way or another.
Yep.
And your coaches, man, there's a difference from just getting the coach guys off anywhere in your town that you pay them the money and you go into these classes and you get the thing, it's good and everything. Then there's the coach that will actually get your back and really put like his energy and his effort and his time into you, right? Right, Gabriel? That's a different thing right there. You talked about it a little bit. So, man, Gabriel, thank you for your time, dude. I really, really appreciate it. Guys, 30 minutes, that's what I do. The podcast will grow longer. But, man, right now, this was a last-minute thing that me and Gabriel set up. So I want to thank you again, Gabe, for your time. Hey, peace and love and props to all your family and your friends and your coaches. Everybody out there that watches this, if you guys can do me and Gabriel both a favor and like and share this video so I can not only grow my podcast, but mainly what we need to do is we need to grow Gabriel's name, get it out there more, and so this guy gets to the next level. You know what I mean? Get to the next level, dude, and keep doing what you're doing, Gabriel. I'll talk to you again, my brother. I'll see you when you come down in Visalia, dude, for this next 559.
You need to come up too as well, man. We'll do the
I know.
gym thing.
I'll come up. I got vacation time coming up. One more thing I didn't say is that's your blood brother that fought?
Yeah, my twin brother.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So I have a twin.
Oh, that's freaking badass, dude. That's cool, man.
Podcast too.
Dude, that is cool, bro. I'll have both you guys on it.
Yep. Hey, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'll do it for sure. No problem. All right. Everybody out there, you guys have a good night. Gable, have a great night. I'll talk to you soon.
Take it easy, Tom.
Thank you, brother.
Bye-bye.